2 minutes for opening on each person. And we're going to start with Gina Withelder, please.
Well, good afternoon. I would like to thank the Chamber, obviously, for inviting us, and Mr. Lee and the staff in the region. They always do a wonderful job supporting the city and all its functions, and this is no exception. They're a class act. I feel like I know most of you in the audience. I've been involved with you at some point or another through my illustrious career. As you know, I am seeking re-election on a second term. I currently serve as the Mayor Pro Tem to Mr. Mark Weir when he is not available. I'm kind of a pinch hitter, you know. Sometimes I go 0 for 4, sometimes I go 3 for 3. You never know what kind of a night I'm going to have. Anyway, I am running for re-election, as you know. I'm here to support you and do anything I can for the city, and when it comes time to vote, remember me. Thank you.
My name is Sandra Raymaker, and I have had the privilege of working with a lot of you, even just right here, even in this room, as part of the Chamber. I have lived here, retired here 5.5 years ago with my husband. I have 6 children, 9 grandchildren, and a great-grandchild due in June. I've been very active in the community ever since I arrived here, and I believe listening to you is one of the most important things that we do. I want you to feel that at any time you can come and talk to me. I've had people come and knock on my door and talk to me, and I just plan to be there for you. And I hope you'll vote for me. Thank you.
I also want to thank the Chamber for putting on this event, but more importantly, I want to thank the many voters out there who took the time to learn about somebody that when they first saw the name, they might have said, who's this guy? I don't know this guy. And as Barbara referred to him as the dark horse candidate, I believe. But I think you people knew what you wanted in your council. You wanted somebody with no hidden agendas, somebody that's not associated with the business, somebody you can count on to have fresh and independent thinking. So I want to thank you for giving me a spot on the general election ballot. As many of you know, I'm a CPA. I've got an ample amount of free time, being a non-gaming, non-golfing retiree. I have a lot of energy, as evidenced by the number of activities that I'm involved with around town, where I've met a number of you. I believe I can combine my business experience, 37 years in business and finance, with common sense, some fresh thinking to really add benefit to our city by serving on your city council, and I would appreciate your vote.
I'm Cindy Delaney, and I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm thrilled to see a lot of new faces, too. Somebody asked me earlier this week, said, aren't you getting tired of forum after forum? Too bad we couldn't do it all at one time. And I got thinking, and I'm looking at Sherry and Don back there. You know, we did the actual very first Mesquite Candidate Forum right here in this room in 2006. About 200 people showed up. Mesquite Media Group, Mesquite Local News, by Morris Workman and myself, did it right here in this room. And it was the only local elections at that time were Judge Dodd, the Justice, which was Judge Dodd and Karen Beausoleil, and Wayne Thurston. He was running unopposed. So it kind of brings back memories, but what I'm thrilled about is that after we sold the paper, that these forums didn't go away. People still care. People want to get to know the candidates, and I think it's great that so many different people are doing it. Even if we're doing it 20 or 30 or 50 at a time, they care what's going on in Mesquite. And just as a closer, you know, when I was sitting on the other side of this, I thought, those people up there are crazy. Why would they ever want to do that? And I think I found out it's because you care so deeply that as a journalist, when I was a young journalist in my early 20s, I was going to set the world on fire and change the world by just telling the truth, because they would listen, right? Well, I soon found out you couldn't do that, but you could make it the internet one story at a time. And you know what? Right now I know that if you vote for me, I'm not gonna get the magic wand. If I had it, I would go fix everything. But you know what? Hard work, dedication, and a true belief in Mesquite, and we can make a difference in our little corner of the world. Thank you.
Please be seated. If your microphone keeps giving you trouble, I'll switch it to as you go along. All right, the forum, the way it's going to happen is Vicki has a basket of questions, and she's going to wander around the room and ask different people to draw these questions out. They will bring them up to me. I will read the question to the candidate. We will be starting with Gino and work our way down, and then I will pick at random my choice. Anyway, each candidate will be given 2 minutes of time to answer. I would like to say to the candidates that if you don't understand what I'm reading to you or your question, please be free to say, repeat it. Your time will not start until you're ready to answer, all right? And we'll start now with Vicki. Did you want to go and have somebody pick one out? Well, this will work if my fingers do. All right, Gino. What do you think are the main issues in Mesquite?
Well, I believe from an economic standpoint, which seems to be the magic buzzword on the radar screen these days, we are absolutely bound to improve our business climate in some fashion or another. We are making those attempts with the MRBI, and the Chamber are working closely hand in hand with trying to attract new businesses and make it a better and more business-friendly climate. I think the city has succeeded in streamlining some of those functions with the licensing requirements and the paperwork associated with creating new businesses. But I believe overall, creating a business climate is probably the most and foremost item on the radar screen these days in Mesquite. Thank you.
All right, for Sandra? Like I said, my fingers work. All right, this is your question, Sandra. How can the city work more effectively with Overton Power District and Virgin Valley Water District to make Mesquite more business friendly?
Well, I believe as far as the water district goes, in particular, we're very concerned about the water and how much water we have, how much water we're going to have, if the city's going to be able to draw more business and tell you what we can and can't do for you. I think the Basin Study 222 is very important. And I think both the city and the water district should get together and make this happen. We've had people who have offered to help pay for a part of this. And I think until you know exactly what you have, you can't really project what we can do. As far as OPD, I believe there's not I think we need to work harder with them, but I think the key answer there is we need all of you to get involved. We need people to get out there and run for those offices so that we do have an actual representative and people to actually get involved so that these decisions aren't made without us having some input.
All right, Rich, what do the current and future businesses in Mesquite need?
Well, I think from my time around town talking with many businesses, I think on the retail level they need more feet in their shops. They've got a lot of things to offer, but to see traffic that they have, almost everyone I spoke to, the traffic is just not there. So I think we need to grow